Welcome to Cooking with Bee. On today's video, we're going to be making the most fabulous chicken wings you've ever had. So come cook with me. So the reason that we call this the most fabulous chicken wings you've ever had is it's a recipe that was passed down from my mother-in-law to me. So she's got 50 years of making it. All of the parties they ever went to, this was the item that they always requested that she make. So it's chicken wings that have been smothered in soy sauce, some sugar, and some garlic, and a little bit of fresh lemon juice. So let's take a look at today's ingredients. So for this recipe, we did about 4 to 5 pounds of chicken wings, and I'll actually go ahead and cut these up so that I can show you what's the easiest way. An entire bottle of soy sauce. We prefer the less sodium because as this cooks down, it really gets concentrated. We've got about a cup and a half of just plain white sugar, granulated garlic. I prefer a little kick, so I have my crushed red pepper flakes, 2 fresh lemons that we're going to cut and add to the lovely marinade. And then you're going to need a large bowl and some just regular old salt. So I just buy the cheap iodized salt just so that you can put that in the chicken and the water. So let's go ahead and start. So as you can see here, I've got a nice deep bowl filled with ice cold water. And I already started cutting up the chicken wings so that we could get that going. So I poured some salt on the bottom and then covered everything with water. Let's go ahead and cut those chicken wings. So as to not contaminate, I'm just going to cut the lemons for the other part of this recipe. All right, so chicken wings. I'm sorry if you don't like handling chicken, but you got to for this recipe. Nice big knife. Open that chicken wing up and you see where the joints meet, and that's what you're gonna cut off. The other thing I'll do too is if it's got like a little bit too much extra fat on it, I will take that off. And then plop that in the water. And then same with this end, because this really doesn't have much on it, so that just gets thrown away. So this is the flat, and the other part was the drum. Let me do one more. Blech. And I'm sorry if you don't like cutting up chicken, but it's a necessity for this recipe. Maybe you can get somebody to help you cut it up. So again, that's the drum. There's the flat, and you can see just when you open it up, just cut along that joint. And if you have a hard time, you can always use a little bit of force and really get that cut. And I always do that. I always throw away the wrong piece. So there we go. So you're gonna want to put that chicken and your pieces and parts in that cold water with the salt for about an hour. 2 things are going to happen. It's going to wash the chicken, and it's also going to brine the chicken so that it's all nice and it'll remain moist, because we are going to be cooking this for quite a long time. So while I'm going to let this sit for a few minutes, we're going to go ahead and start the marinade. So in a nice large mixing bowl, we've got probably a cup and a half of white sugar. I like buying golden sugar. I don't know, there's just something about it that I think tastes better. And for this recipe, it melts really nicely. That 15-ounce bottle of less sodium soy sauce. So it's pretty much equal parts sugar to soy sauce. So if you want to add more to this recipe, just keep that in mind. I could probably pop the cover off and get this out faster. There we go. Pop the cover off since I'm using the whole thing. No sense waiting. Put that in recycling. Good heavy couple dashes of our garlic powder. And again, this is optional. My mother-in-law didn't do this part. This is something I've added that we just absolutely love. So just a couple good pinches of the crushed red pepper flake. And just an FYI, I did wash my hands before starting this process. All right, so now for my lemons, I have a nice old-fashioned lemon squeezer. I find that it does a fantastic job. I was also able to find in the grocery store, which is the other amazing thing, is seedless lemons. So I don't know if they have them where you are, but if they do, well worth it. So comment down below how your summer's been going. I know here in New England, oops, we had an extremely rainy, cold summer, and now it's September, and we're actually having 90 degrees. So I think we're gonna have more summer in September than we did all summer long. So I'd love to hear how all your guys' summers are going, where you're watching from, so comment down below. All right, and this was 2 whole, super juicy lemons, which is fantastic. It'll just help with a little bit of the richness from the chicken wings to have that acid from the lemons. Because there was no seeds, nothing to worry about, but if there was, this lovely contraption contains them for us. So let me go ahead and get rid of my lemon stuff. Clean up my mess. Whisk. So start slowly, because if not, you're gonna have a big mess on your hands if you just go in and start aggressively whisking. So you want that sugar to break down in that soy sauce. So what I like to do is, as soon as I get the chicken wings in that water with the salt, I'll make this ahead so that it can really start to meld together. Make sure you get down in the corners too, so that you get all of that thing, all of the ingredients incorporated together. All right, there's that. Here's our 13 by 9 dish that we're going to be baking in. I'm going to go ahead and drain off those chicken wings, and I'll be right back. In case I didn't mention before, I had the chicken in that water solution for a good solid hour, so it really had time to break down and also brine. So I've got that drained. That's why I love a nice deep bowl and a nice deep sink, so that we could get that all together. Let's go ahead and dump in that chicken. So I mentioned this was one big giant family pack of chicken wings. So for us, that was about $4. Get everything nice and flat, because you really want this to coat and glaze everything. So start to pour. then I usually like to stop when it's getting down to the bottom so you can really make sure that chicken is whisked in, or that sugar is whisked in. Chicken, my head. All right, so there we go. That is our soy sauce, sugar, garlic, lemon, and then the extra special touch with the crushed red pepper flake. And that's all, my friends. It's a super simple recipe. The thing that is going to take you the longest is actually the cook time. So I've got the oven preheated at 375. The first part of this cook time, I'm going to let it go for about an hour, hour and a half, and then I'm going to come back, check them, flip them, and see how they're doing, and then judge from there how much longer it'll need to be. So see you soon. Hi. So we're about an hour and a half into the cook. Let's go ahead and take a look at the chicken so you're gonna know what to look for. So you can see the chicken's getting really nice and brown. So what you're gonna wanna do is turn over the pieces so that they will get that chance to cook evenly and also crisp up a little bit more. So just gonna go ahead and just take a pair of tongs, flip over the pieces, and get that back in the oven. Making sure everything's still nice and covered nicely. I don't know about you, but I don't like a flabby chicken. So we're gonna go ahead and place this back in the 375-degree oven for another hour or so. 3 hours later, and the chicken is finally perfect. So what you want is this nice brown golden exterior, and everything is just fall off the bone delicious. When you pick them up with the tongs, it literally just falls apart. So can't wait to dig in and do our taste test. In addition, your house is just gonna smell amazing. Whew, a little warm. Look at that. Pull the bone right off. All the chicken gone. Oh, so full of flavor and literally just falling apart. Can't even keep it in my fingers. So thank you again. I love you all. If you're new to the channel, thank you, welcome. If you could go ahead and hit that if you could go ahead, hit the like and subscribe button, and I'd love to see you back. Thanks again. Be well.